Greetings and salutations. Hello, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. I am live and I'm ready to perform for all of you. Well, I was, looking at the website of Paradise Studios. I don't really have any plans for the day. Like I said, I don't really have any plans for the day, and I could do a comedy open mic this evening. I mean, because I'm just sharing this on social media at the moment. Before I begin, damn it, I'm running in. And they have some new kind of arrangements at the comedy open mic, which I'll explain to you in a second, which is actually very, very compelling. And I'll tell you what I'm referring to here. Paradise Studios. It says, if you wanted, you can get an entrance, and you can get it for $10. You can get a full HD recording of your set with multi-camera shots, high-quality audio, and audience audio capture delivering the following day. Jungle Lady says to do it. She says to do it. I have to have 5 minutes of material. I guess I should do it. If I give $10, I can get my set recorded and in high quality. Rusty says it's either stay home and pleasure yourself or go do comedy. That's a fair point. Maybe just get out and do it. Give the money, get my set recorded, and okay. So, what are some of your favorite jokes? What are some of your favorite jokes that I've done over the past several months? I feel like I'm on hiatus from comedy. Rusty says, "Do the Nazi joke." That's an idea. That's certainly an idea. Okay, so let's look up this. So the open mic starts at 7:30. If you want an entrance, you get $5 for an entrance. 5 minutes, 5 minutes stage time. And for $10, you can get a full HD recording of your set with multi-camera shot, high quality audio. So he says, do some jokes about women. Yeah, it would be good to get out. It would be good to get out, that's for sure. I'm definitely well rested. I'm ready to do it. I guess I'm feeling anxious. I guess I'm feeling I'm going to get up there and not know what to perform, and I'm feeling a little unconfident. Jungle Lady says Andrew needs social interactions. Yeah. Let's call my father and obviously everybody's going to say do it. Everybody's going to say go and do it. I mean, who's going to say sit at home, sit in your room, and waste another Friday night? The problem is I need jokes. All right. I mean, I could do some of my songs. Make funny laughs. People do like that when you make funny laughs. Okay, I could do. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'll get out. I'll get out. So here. Yeah, I mean, like, what do I mean, get out there, perform, make it happen. Go in there and rock and roll. Okay. Okay, go out there and rock and roll. I could do some of my songs, obviously. I mean, even if my performance is a train wreck. Okay. Somebody says love is out there, but you got to go get it. You go out there, pay the price. I'll tell my mother. I'll see what she says. I'll call me Madre. Okay, let's see what my mother says. This is gonna be good. I think I'm gonna go out there and do it. Ring a ling ling ling. She didn't answer. Let's call the house. I don't know why I expect my mother to give me permission. Hey Ma, I'm online at the moment, but so don't say anything too crazy. But I'm looking at Paradise Studios.
Yeah.
They got a new feature tonight.
What is it?
Okay, so I'm gonna read it to you. So
Okay.
so from 7:30 to 10 p.m. they do the open mic and live music, which is new. But you know they have for $10 extra. And they could do an entrance, and for $10 extra, they could do a full HD recording of your set with a multi-camera shot, high quality audio, and audience audio capture delivering the following day. So if I go and I perform for 5 minutes, I can get it recorded if I pay them $10.
So do it. It's something fun. And, don't beat up on yourself if you're like, oh, I didn't do as good as I wanted.
Yeah.
Go and have fun. And then you practice all week and you get better and better, and then you have your friends come and watch.
Yeah, that's a good point. So five.
Don't go in there and beat up on yourself.
You don't be so hard on yourself. Go in there, expect
Have
it.
fun.
Go in there expecting to have fun and expecting to.
Smile on your face.
Yeah.
Laugh. And don't think everybody's looking at you. Nobody's looking at you. Just go and laugh.
Yeah.
Have fun. People like people that smile, Andrew.
Yes. So go in there and have fun. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, what jokes should I do? What jokes do I like? The problem is I don't have any jokes. Yeah. I mean.
You want me to sit here and I'll see if I can conjure some up?
Yeah.
Conjure some up and then you practice out back?
Yeah, or something like that. Because I got a bunch of jokes from months ago that I could try to redo. It's been a while. I'm kind of out of practice. It's been months since I've last performed. So
unless you just go and watch it tonight and then perform next week.
I kind of want to get myself recorded. I could do some of my songs too, but I know there's some performers who really cringe when I try singing because it's really professional.
Wait, what about the governor's performance?
No, this is good. I mean, this is what I need to be doing. It's just that
No. I'm saying those jokes.
Oh, I could do those jokes, but those I've done those. That's old material, and it's been recorded 100 times.
Okay.
I'm better off sticking with something new tonight.
All right. Let me think.
I was thinking about the young and rich hockey player.
Yeah.
You know how I was watching. You know, but don't stumble. You know, if you stumble, you know, obviously people don't
And
let.
also, you can't make it too long.
No, I know.
So they get bored, and then like if the story drags on.
So I'm sitting in my apartment. You know, you introduced how you're disabled and you have no money. So I'm sitting in my apartment and I'm watching hockey, and there's this hockey player who's making $10 million. He's 23 years old. And, you know, somebody asks me, how does it feel knowing this hockey player is younger than you and has more money than you'll ever see in your life? And I'm like, you know, well, it does peeve me because, you know, obviously.
Well, you don't say it peeves you. You say.
You do say it
well,
peeves. I mean, you know, you do say it peeves you. But, you know, I was watching him during the post-game interview. He sounded like a dud. He sounded like a dumb jock. I'd much rather be me than him. But, yeah, I mean, I would love his money. I would love, you know, that's obviously a funny joke. Because I think a lot of people can relate to, especially doing comedy at Paradise Studio.
That's just kind of telling a story.
All right,
What's the joke?
The joke is, you know, there's people that are 23 years old that you know have $10 million a year contract. That's the joke there. I mean, at this point, if you don't tell me the concept is bad. Just I mean, at this point.
No, the concept is good.
Yeah.
You want to say something like this.
Yeah.
You want to say, yeah, you know, and this guy's 23.
Yeah.
And he's making a fortune. And here I am. I'm lucky I can rub two nickels together for a Starbucks.
Yeah.
And then you say something like, I had it in my head and I lost it.
Yeah.
You say something like, but, oh God, I had it in my head.
Yeah. I mean, you punch up the joke. I mean, I got the con.
You punch it up, but
Yeah.
you have to say something where, I guess, what I was doing at 23, let's see. I was standing in front of 7-Eleven seeing somebody buy beer for me. With something like funny about what you were doing at 23. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good way to punch it up. Okay. Yeah. So okay.
You're not just ending with you're criticizing a 23-year-old. You're saying, yeah, what I was doing, I was lucky I could get 2 nickels to Starbucks, and what I was hanging out in front of 7-Eleven with the homeless guy trying to get beer.
Okay. Yeah. That's funny. Okay. Good stuff. Okay. So.
But do you see what I mean? You got to have a something about
Yeah.
you to compare to that and why you feel that way, and then people could laugh at that because they could say, "Oh, yeah, I can relate. At 23, I was a real asshole too." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. The young and rich hockey player is a good one. Okay. Young hockey.
And what was I doing at 23? I was like, you know, and then you compare yourself.
Okay.
That's what a lot of comedians that I watch do, Andrew. They compare themselves, and they'll say things like, "Oh, when I'm in the airport, I'm watching these people. Everybody was taking off their shoes. Now nobody's taking off their shoes. What's the deal? Is it because our feet? You know, like
No, I hear you. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do is if a criminal assaulted you.
what is it?
Okay. So basically, the gist of the joke is, you know, is basically love is out there, but you know, I say, you know, okay, well, let's think. Don't have a brain fart. Okay, so it's been a while since I've done these jokes, so it's kind of hard. You know what I mean?
I know.
So it's okay. So going into New York City. You know, I go to a recovery group in New York City, and then you joke, oh, I know I look like I have my life together, don't I? And I often don't want to go because I'm anxious. Don't tell me it's bad. Just let's hear me out.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Not bad. It's just that there's certain things
Just hear me out, and we'll punch it up.
Okay.
So my mother says I often claim how I'm anxious and I'm afraid criminals are going to assault me in the city, and I'm very anxious and timid and scared. And my mom said to me, "Go in there with the attitude I dare the criminals to assault me." And I'm like, "Mom, I hear you. I hear what you're trying to say." But if a criminal really assaulted you in New York City, if you really got attacked by a criminal, it would be a very bad day. It would be traumatic. You'd start to cry. And if you tried to defend yourself against the criminal, obviously sometimes
you don't know what they're carrying.
You don't know what they're carrying. They could bite you. You might have to take HIV PrEP, and also. You don't want to be the person who defends himself and gets labeled, the person who kills the homeless person on the subway, even if it's self-defense. You don't want to be that particular kind.
Yeah, you shove the guy on the track, and there you go. Whoopsie,
Yeah.
I shoved the guy on the track, and then all of a sudden they're putting me in handcuffs.
I was defending myself. I shoved the guy on the track, and all of a sudden I'm in handcuffs, and I'm getting arrested. I'm going down. Yeah. So, Mom, I hear.
Happen to you, and you're sitting there, and you're going, okay, run through use what we did in Garrett when we went to Garrett. Say, what do? They're staring at you. They know they're coming at you. What do you run through the door and hope that you don't fall through the train tracks, or push them on the track, and then you go down for the crime?
So he says, there's no punch. There's no punchline. I'm like, I get what you're saying. Love it. If you go out there, you might find love. You might find. But, you really don't want to get assaulted, because if you get assaulted in New York City, it's going to be really – I hear what you're saying. Go out there, you might find love. But what you actually said, Mom, I dare criminals to assault me. And if that actually happened –
You don't want that.
You don't want to get assaulted by a criminal in New York City. I mean, basically –
because then what is your what is your path off the subway doors called? No, you know what you say?
What?
Hey, have you guys ever been, going to New York City? I go to New York City a lot. And you sit down and you're thinking you're going to have a good day.
Yeah.
And you sit down and all of you a sudden you look across the subway car and there's Mr. Weirdo staring at you and you're like,
oh yeah. This is good. And
then you're like, oh shit, only me this would happen to. And in your mind is going 100 miles an hour. Well, this guy comes at me, I do this, I'm going to get assaulted. If I push him in front of a train, the cops will put me in handcuffs. But it's like every time you go on a subway.
It's
like playing Yahtzee, or it's like playing a card game. Criminal kill you, criminal kill me. Something like that. Something funny. Like, do you ever, go into a subway car and you sit down and you're like, oh shit, the guy's looking at you, his hair standing up, he's drooling out of his mouth, and you're like, I didn't pick a good one today. Something like that people can laugh about because they've all been there.
Yeah.
Everybody's been on a subway car. They sit down and they see the crazy person looking at them. They're homeless and they're drooling and they want to bite you,
Yeah.
They can relate to that. They can laugh at how you react. Oh, shit. Like be animated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Let's try to think of another joke. Okay. So we got the young and rich hockey player.
Think about something that you find stupid or ironic.
Okay, well, let's go to my.
How about OMG caffeine?
I've done that a million times. That one's retired.
What about salt? I can't have salt. So anytime I go out to dinner with my mom, she can't have salt.
Yeah.
And people look at her and she says, "Well, can you cook my food without salt?" And they look at her like she's got two heads.
Right.
And inevitably, it always comes back with a ton of salt. I don't know. I'm trying to think of things that's not funny.
So here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my comedy playlist. Flavors of sports drinks My father likes the flavor red, but he doesn't like the flavor red.
What about blood orange? Hey, I go in and I'm looking for seltzer water. Do you know they have a seltzer water blood orange? Now, come on, can't you come out with a better seltzer water than blood orange?
Right.
It sounds like you're drinking vampire blood.
Right.
Yeah,
Here's the gist of my father likes red, but he doesn't like red. So have you ever been in the supermarket and there's flavors of sports drinks and there's so many flavors and there's so many different colors and I tried this red sports drink and I think the flavor was fruit punch. But then I tried this other and I really liked red. And then I tried another red, which was berry, and I didn't like red. And I'm thinking to myself, I like red. I like the red sports drink, but I don't like red. I mean, like, this is like I'm like, I like the red sports drink, but I don't like the red sports drink.
Has this been a dilemma for any of you out there?
Yeah.
That sometimes red can vary?
Yeah,
baby. How many reds are out there?
Yeah,
Is there dark red, light red? See how you pull that? You ask the audience to examine themselves and make it funny. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is a good one. I mean, this.
How many reds are out there? Are there 10 reds? I mean, you say to the guy, "Give me a sports drink that's red."
Yeah. How many reds? How many reds are out there? There's like 10 reds.
Do they vary in intensity? Do they vary in color? And then you say to yourself, "Just give me a damn red drink."
Yeah.
Or say cherry. Maybe I should have
cherry too. Yeah. There's like 10 red flavors. This
could they tell you? And one of them was freaking blood orange. Who wants to drink a drink that sounds like blood?
Yeah.
Something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You gotta make them examine themselves and have they ever been in that situation?
Okay. Here's one. Have any of you ever read a book? Like, for example, something you read for college. Like, I read The Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes. Somehow I passed the test on it. But, thinking back, I have no memory of what The Leviathan was about. I have no memory of anything about The Leviathan. I don't know.
And I wasn't smoking pot, you guys. Say something.
And I was completely sober. I mean, I don't know how I passed the exam, but somehow I got through college. Somehow I passed the exam on The Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes, and 10 years, 15 years later, I have no memory of what it's about. I just, I don't know.
Yeah, let me say, Emma, shush, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Let me think. Have you ever read a book for college, and you say to yourself, after you took the test and you passed, and you say to yourself, what the hell was that book about?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I wasn't stoned and I wasn't drunk. You just wonder how you floated through that particular class. I don't know how to go with that one. I like the one. My favorite was when you passed out the thing everybody's supposed to see a vision in the sketch, and you passed it out. Everybody's looking at it and trying to get the.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can do that one either. Let me think. I'm trying to think. You have any funny situations, Dale, that you can think of? Like that's ironic and funny? Dale said only him the things that you ever bend down and somebody bumps into you and you go flying, or something like stupid. You do something stupid and you try to pretend that you didn't do it, like, or the elevator.
Okay, so for this one you have to.
How about the elevator one?
I got one. I got some. So this is, you kind of got to know I haven't been doing anything. So I haven't been working for the past 15 years.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, but let's listen to it, and it could go with like, what do I put on my resume? That I'm the Long Island naked dude, or that's not really funny.
I've been in between jobs. I've been in between jobs for a while now. And, you go on these dating sites, and what can you put down? I'm the naked cowboy in New York City.
The Long Island naked dude. We don't rip off the naked cowboy. So here's one. How many of you have ever been depressed? It's okay to make
How
depressed.
about anxiety?
Because
How about anxiety?
depressed. A lot of people have depressed. A lot of people are depressed. Look,
Okay.
look, look, look,
Have you
look.
ever been depressed?
I mean, okay. Now, hear me out before jumping into.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, a food I eat because I don't feel like cooking for myself is pizza. And my father asked me about a pizza restaurant around the block. Have you ever eaten here before? And I'm like, yes. Not only have I eaten here before, it feels like my entire diet consists of eating at this pizzeria because, I don't cook for myself and I've eaten here like a million times. I don't know.
No. Yeah, it's gotta have a relatable.
Okay, here's one. I was talking to a liberal New Yorker on a dating app, and she was a woman, and she said she was non-binary, not female, non-binary. I'm like,
non-binary. You don't relate to either. You don't
yeah,
relate to
I get
either
it,
sex.
I get it, but I'm like, what the hell does non-binary mean? I'm like, are you a cis woman? Or she's like, I'm not a cis woman, I'm non-binary. I'm like, does that mean you're transgender? What the hell does non-binary mean? Or like,
And I looked it up online, and it says you're neither. So
I'm like, I'm interested. I want to go on a date with you.
She seemed very nice, and I wanted to date her. But hey, guys, what do I go as? A man or a woman?
Yeah, I'm like, and this ties in with I like red, but I don't like red. I want to date a woman, but I don't want. But she says she's not a woman. She says she's non-binary. Like, I don't want to go on the date.
Isn't that say something like, isn't that both?
Yeah.
How do I dress on the date? Do I dress in a guy outfit, or do I put a skirt on? Today it's so crazy. They have so many different labels. How the hell do you know how to dress on a date? That's good. Like that. That's a good one. And it's quick. How the hell do you know how to dress on a date? Do I put lipstick on, or do I put cologne on? Something like that.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Okay. That was a good one.
That's a perfect one.
Okay.
It's quick. It's to the point, and people can relate to that. They're on a dating app, and the woman was nice. I liked
I refused to go on a date because I didn't want to find out she had an Adam's apple and male genitalia. That's what I'm going to say.
No, I wouldn't get into the genitalia.
Okay, I'll say an Adam's apple because that means a man.
Say, Adam's apple, whatever. That's fine, but I wouldn't know how to dress. And she just keeps saying I'm non-binary. Well, you got to give me a clue as to what you are.
Yeah.
Maybe like that, and I'm sorry, though. And then say, what do you wear? Cologne, or do you wear lipstick? Something like that.
Yeah.
And I just said, I like you a lot, but you got to decide. Like something like that. You got to decide. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced that. And then I don't know, my luck. And then you laugh and you look at that's a quick, laughable moment. Like an awkward, laughable moment.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a pretty easy one.
That's an easy one.
That's a pretty easy one.
I like the blood orange. I like the red.
The red, yeah.
Shades of red, and hey, I just give me a damn cherry drink, and then I see blood orange. Who the heck is going to drink a drink that looks red and blood orange? What kind of flavor is that? I'm telling you, it's getting weird out there. I watch the comedians, Andrew. That's what they do. They go from thing to thing to thing. Hey.
Okay, here's one. I was taking an English class many years ago, and the topics we were discussing on were current events like September 11th, American slavery, and so on. And, the professor was looking around the room. He said, your writings on these stories can be comedic, clever. And he turns to an attractive woman in the class, and he's like, your writings can be erotic. And I thought to myself, how the topics we're doing are slavery and September 11th. How the hell do you write an erotic story about September 11th? That's like the opposite of.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's like the opposite of erotic. That's like life and death.
It's like, gee, buddy, I think you need a couch trip.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's a good one. Perfect.
Okay, erotic. Erotic 9/11.
That's great. Write these down. These are good. The blood orange, the color, my memory sucks. That one with the eroticism and the train getting on. If you know it's a bad day when the door opens, you sit down and you look across at the guy drooling on his shoes and you know his fingers clenched against his head. You know you picked a bad subway car to get onto. And what do? Hey, you know, you sit there and you say, okay, you mosey on to the whatever. You know, you'll have to just practice it a little bit before you get there. But those quick ones, are you writing these down?
Yeah, I'm writing them down. Yeah,
okay,
so I'm
those
correct.
Quick ones, have a card with you and just glance at it. And those quick ones, and boom. You know, get the punchline.
You gotta do the
and
boom.
laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
And put it back on them. Has that ever happened to you? And did you feel like an idiot? And, you know, put it back on them because then it makes them examine their own things.
Okay. Here's one. So I was working at a restaurant, and this could be about phony managers. How many of you have ever had? How many of you hate? So I dropped. You know, something on the ground, and I said, "Oh shit!" at the restaurant, and the manager. No, this is stupid. No, I don't like this one. I was gonna say the manager said, "Oh beans," because he was phony. It was an idea. It's just.
I was thinking about something like a hair in your food or something like
that. Yeah. I'm toying with some ideas here. It wasn't really good.
Okay. Well, let me get your pizza going.
No. Yeah, no. I know. I got to do one or two more jokes here. Okay. So, I mean, tell Dale, I got to get out there. So.
You know, like the sweet Poppy Sanchez one.
Oh, sweet Poppy Sanchez.
But you don't want to go. You have to know you,
yeah.
And you have to know the situation, and I don't think it's appropriate to go into your full, you know what I mean, history.
Yeah. It's too much context.
Oh, you were out walking and somebody thought you were a criminal and they grabbed you in the back of the car?
Yeah.
And you said, I'm not sweet Poppy Sanchez because I was into wrestling. I mean, you could do it without the mental illness part if you wanted, but you know, it was funny. It was. You just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And you had your headphones on, and you were young, and you were flailing. So, you know, hey, guys, make sure you don't...
Okay, here's one. This is based on what a psychologist said to me in 2010. He said to me, I said to him, like, you know, I'm interested in this woman. I'm infatuated with this woman, but she doesn't want to date me. What's the problem?
Andrew, wait a minute. Wait, before you hold that thought, Dale said, what about the one with the wrestling story in the bathroom?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. But let's go.
Hilarious. That was hilarious.
So he says, you know, Andrew, you're a beginner tennis player. You know, you're disabled. You don't have much money. See, this woman, she's an expert tennis player. I'm like, but to my knowledge, this woman has never played tennis. I don't know how he came up, but I guess what he's trying to say is, you know, you need to get your life in order. You need to get your life on track. You don't like this one? You there?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, you need to.
I mean, okay. So basically, he said, you know, Andrew, you're a beginner tennis player, and this woman, she wants to play with other expert tennis players. You know, I'm like, yeah, but you know, when I used to play video games with people, you know, some of these people were a lot worse than me, and I used to try to train them to get on my level. Can't this woman train me to be an expert tennis player too? He's like, no.
Oh, yeah, help you become an expert.
And she's like, no. Expert tennis players only want to play with other expert tennis players. And I'm thinking to myself, first off, I don't even know if this woman knows how to play tennis. And secondly, I get what he's going for. He's going for, you know, you got to get your life on track. You got to make money. You got to be less of a man-child. But what he actually said is, women don't want to play with other tennis players. They want to play with expert tennis players.
I don't know. I think I like the bathroom one.
I'll throw it on the list if I run out of material.
Yeah, if you run out of material, but I'm putting the pizza on now. That one doesn't really land to me, but the you know, when I was younger, I used to like to practice the my wrestling voice in the mirror.
Yeah.
And you know, I'll never forget this. I was doing it, and I hear from the other bedroom, hey buddy, are you all right? Do you need some help in there?
Yeah.
That's a funny one. I'm trying to. All right, so you got a bunch. start practicing them, and get your dinner going, okay?
All right. How about this one? How about this one? You know, I walked into a woman's locker room. Before any of you jump to conclusions here, it was a complete accident. The outside of the men and women's locker room at the gym looked exactly the same. I wandered in there. I see a woman. I'm like, why is there a woman in the men's locker room? You know, but she thought I'm like, I'm not doing anything nefarious. I apologize. You know, I didn't intend to creep you.
You would say something like, Andrew, it's not like today when, you know, you don't know who's who, you know, or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm not a creep. I accidentally. But you could only walk into a woman's locker room once or twice before they start calling the cops on you.
Andrew, the only thing is, what if you have a transgender person there? So you have to be careful.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm looking to get out and just practice. It's been months.
Okay, do whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do whatever. Yeah, and you know what? And that's innocent enough.
That's innocent enough. I'm not saying I hate transgender people.
Right.
I'm just making a woman's locker room joke.
Right.
Okay.
All right, honey.
All right. So thank you for helping me flesh out some of these jokes.
No, I love it, and laugh at yourself. That makes people laugh when you laugh. Like when you giggle and laugh.
Yeah.
That makes people laugh. That makes me laugh. Well, you have an amazing smile.
Okay, thank you.
So if you can do that,
okay,
that will in itself make people laugh.
Should I have some coffee? I have some tea. I don't want to get all hopped up on caffeine. Then you know, I would have don't get because then you're gonna get anxious. Yeah, you're gonna get
just
anxious.
Do a nice decaf tea or something.
All right. All right. Thank you for helping me flesh out some of these jokes. I think I'm doing it tonight.
No, I mean you're extremely funny.
Thank you.
Extremely funny.
Thank you.
And I've always told you that. And when you stop doing it.
Okay.
And you should never have stopped because even Mike Brown used to take you. And then if you do it, send him the video and say, Mike, I'm getting back into this. I'm better. Love to get back to see you. And said, get back into it, Andrew. Then you could say you're into comedy. You're trying to get a comedy gig with these people that you meet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have to stay on track. That's what you have to do.
Okay, so I got a set list here. I hurt my foot. So I got some jokes that I'm gonna do, and
all of them were good. All of them make me laugh. So.
All right, great. All right.
And don't pick on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't pick on yourself. Not every night is the best night. So and it's the first time back. You were hilariously funny. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
All right. Love it. Bye. Okay. So I created some jokes. We got the young and rich hockey player if a criminal assaulted you. Somebody says, Andrew, go do it. Somebody says, is OMG caffeine your best joke? Maybe. Should I get dressed up nicer than this? I got on, should I put on a nicer shirt? All right. Let's call my father here. So this is a solid color shirt. Okay, we'll go with this. Okay. The show starts at 7:30. I'm just gonna get out there and record my set and. Ned says you're gonna bomb and ruin the show. No, there's some people that are just as bad, and if not worse than me. Somebody said I'm gonna block Ned. I'm gonna block Ned here. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So I'm gonna provide some money. I'm gonna get my show recorded. It's a good way to get out there. It's a good way to get out there. Somebody says, so what if you're not great? You'll get better with practice. That's for sure. That's for sure. Just get out there, do some public speaking, get your show recorded, post it on YouTube. I think I'm gonna start a channel dedicated to comedy. And so even if you never do it again, it's good. It's good to get out. It's good to get out. Okay. I don't know. I haven't done it in months. I keep recycling the old jokes. Somebody says, get out there and make it happen. Make it happen. Okay. So let's see when signups are. What time do you have to sign up? Okay. So I guess sign up is from 6:30 to 7:30. Full HD recording, $10. This is gonna be epic, and you're gonna get a recording. You're gonna get a recording of it. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be very, very cool, guys. It's gonna be very, very cool. Horn Dog says, "Don't talk about mental health issues. Just have fun with it." Someone says, "Andrew, practice a bow. Bow at the end." Someone says, "Introduce yourself with stand-up comedy." Somebody says, "Yeah, and keep mental health out of it. Don't talk about your mental health." Okay. Okay, guys, thanks for helping me. I think I'm going to get going here. I think I'm going to be doing comedy for the first time in months. Hopefully I don't bomb too badly. Somebody says, just try to be yourself. Try to be confident. Somebody says, good luck. You're a cool guy, and make it happen. Somebody says, lay down for a little bit before you go. Just relax. Maybe have some tea. Don't have too much coffee. And go out there and rock and roll. Okay, cool. Somebody says, don't be nervous or scared. And don't forget to wear pants. Hello, everyone. Okay, thank you, guys. Peace out. Somebody says, are you going to run out as soon as you're done? No, I'm going to try to stay. What else am I doing tonight? What else am I doing tonight? I'm going to try to not run out after the... Somebody says, Puff Daddy or Diddy is sentenced to 50 months in jail. Yeah, it sucks. You wouldn't want to be in jail for 50 months. That's rough. I don't know what he did, but that's bad. It's bad. So he says, maybe there'll be a nice lady there who'll think you're funny. All right, guys. Adios. Peace out. Thanks for watching.